Hey guys, welcome back to the Project Bodybuilding podcast with, yes, the last comparison before my Arnold Classic series. Florin, I didn't tell you, but this is going to be the last comparison before I start my Arnold Classic series. I do kind of a lead up series every year, and
Yeah, I
we
know, I know.
we saved a very good one for you, Supersetman, and for the audience as well. Something I've been dreading to do, but also really looking forward because I don't want to make a call, but at the same time, that anticipation is what we do the comparisons for.
Yeah.
That's what we like to compare and contrast, and that's why we do the comparisons. But I wasn't about to do it by myself. So decided to call in some help late last night, at least late last night for me, early morning for you, and you
Good
picked
morning.
up
Yeah.
the phone and you said, "I'll do it. I'll be there."
Let's do it. Let's have some fun with it.
So we are going to be comparing Samson Dauda versus Big Ramy. How this came about was as soon as we got a new Mr. Olympia champion, I have been comparing Samson to every Mr. Olympia post Phil Heath because respectfully, Phil Heath is only challenged, I would say, by Ronnie. Maybe a version of Jay and Dorian, maybe. But I think Phil at his best is really only challenged by Ronnie. So post Phil Heath are really the only ones that anyone has a chance with, not just Samson. No disrespect to Samson specifically, but so I've been comparing him to every Mr. Olympia winner post Phil. That includes Shawn Rhoden, Brandon Curry, Rami twice. Hadi Choopan, Derek Lunsford, and then that includes Samson himself. So we've had six champions and five others that Samson could face. Before we get into the actual comparison, I want to get your opinion on the other four challengers. Let me pull it up here. Thankfully, you've done a lot of these comparisons on your Blitz channel, which I'm actually a big fan of. It makes my videos easier to do as well.
That was kind of my intention with this as well. I did it for me personally, for my audience, but as I stated when I opened that channel and the Instagram and the YouTube as well, that I
Mhm.
do for the community as well. Everyone can use my material.
Right.
So
I
yeah.
I I certainly appreciate it. I use it for a portion of my videos called the overall physique categories. I'll explain that a bit too for those that aren't familiar with my comparisons. But when we get to that one, I think we can go ahead and start with
But
one
get
that's
familiar
right.
with Dylan's comparisons if you're not, because he's doing like very in-depth comparisons,
Yeah.
much more in-depth than myself or other channels. So if you're into that, definitely check it out.
Oh, I'm into it. But I first started out the series with a video you did, and then I basically asked you if I could chime in on it, which was Hadi, his 2022 Olympia winning version versus Derek. Um, and I had Samson easily winning over those two versions, but we can just talk Derek versus Samson 1v1 here. Let's see. Okay, there we go. We don't need the sound. So I doesn't need to be discussed, really. I don't think history will be too kind to Derek, actually, moving forward, unless he somehow wins again. I don't think, I just don't think it was all that. I talked about it all 2024 leading up to the 2024 Olympia, so I'm kind of sick of talking about it, but what do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree, and I'm not trying to diss him or something. I just think that he didn't deserve second place in 2022, and he didn't deserve first place in 2023. It's just I like to think that is just an objective opinion. I don't have anything with the guy. I really hope he nails it because I really liked his physique this year, especially when he came out. Because after that, I think he flattened out during the compulsories. But when he first came out, I thought he's the winner because
Hmm.
he was after all. I mean, Hadi looked crazy as well, but knowing that he's the champion, the reigning champion, and he should be having that advantage. And I thought he looked better than than the prior year when he won. I thought he has it in the bag, but like I said, he flattened out during the compulsories. And yeah, as I was saying, 2024 was better for me than 2023, and I can still see him getting even better than that. I actually uploaded today video, and I've done some videos before. If he improves his quad sweeps, like if he keeps that fullness he shows in the progress pics, because
Hmm.
somehow he kind of loses that pop to his legs when he dials in. And I really love his physique. I think his V-taper is crazy. I think his back is wow. His back is up there with Ronnie, Dorian, and Phil. He definitely can redeem himself, but as you stated, I think history is not going to be kind with him if he stops now. mm, his legacy is gonna get like worse and worse if
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Samson kind of does everything. I did a it was a 2v1 basically. So I did Hadi and we did Hadi and Derek versus Samson. So I didn't really go too in depth on any one guy there, but I feel like Samson does the shape thing that Derek does. And Derek is probably a little more, I don't even want to say more complete. He has a better back, but that's two poses. Samson's back is brought up enough to where it's not a glaring weakness, not as much as anybody else because Derek makes a lot of people look weak in the rear double and rear lat. So it's not going to be any worse than anybody else. And I mean, like conditioning on Derek, yeah, he's probably more conditioned than Samson, but then he has some issues, especially at 2023. You know, the soft chest, the soft
Yeah,
midsection, completely missing an abs and thighs pose because he didn't hit it crunched really at all.
yeah.
So yeah,
But his chest got so much better in 2024, so that's a
some
plus.
people still think like I was talking to Xavier, and he thinks 2023 was better than 2024.
Uh, maybe some body parts like his side leg was better in 2023 if you're choosing to look at that.
Right,
But but either way, I think his side leg looks probably the best on that entire stage in 2024 as well. So he
right.
doesn't really need it to be much better than that, but his chest definitely needed to look better than here, and it did in 2024. So that's why I have. But again, when he first came out, from where we have the footage and the photos, but because if you look at the compulsories, the story changes. So that's why probably he lost the Olympia. That's my
Hmm.
opinion. Both him and Hadi looked very good when they first came out. That's why their footage, they both look like Mr. Olympia for me at least, uh, in the materials we have. But if you look at the entire show again, because I've rewatching it, I can see why they both lost to Samson.
Hmm. Yeah, I get it. I get it more so in hindsight. But I had a visceral reaction when Derek won in 2023. In Samson's case, I was like, wouldn't be my call, but I completely understand. And I get it. With Derek, I just
I was on the
I'm a hater.
same boat with you, so yeah,
Right.
yeah, I thought Hadi was. I know people hate the word, but Hadi was robbed in 2023.
Oof. I would agree. You don't have Hadi versus Samson on here.
It should be.
Oh,
It
oh,
should be it should be higher, but if it's not,
I
yeah, you have
I
yeah, the
don't
one in
think
the middle right now, but it's from the same footage. Like you have the last row, the one in the middle on the screen. The last row that there.
this
Uh,
is tw
no, the previous video. Just no, back. Now in the mid, no, the first row, the middle column, or
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't.
scroll
Okay.
scroll down, scroll down a little
Okay,
bit.
I'm
Now,
scrolling down.
just leave it like this. The last row, the second video, that one. So this is from
Well, yeah, look, someone left you a comment with 51 likes.
I don't know who that is. He must be a fanboy or something.
I think this footage is fine enough. I'll pull up pictures of 2022 Hadi. I'm a Hadi. I am a Hadi fanboy. I think he's probably my favorite physique now, even more so than Martin Fitzwater, my actual father. Um, but
Objectively speaking, if we're counting not only the last Olympia, he should be like the best rated bodybuilder, active bodybuilder nowadays. So I can agree with it.
absolutely, yeah, absolutely. That definitely. I think that's objective. I don't even think.
Yeah. Yeah, if we're
Um,
counting the last several years and what should we expect in 2025, if Samson doesn't really have the champion advantage, which they claim don't do anymore, Hardy can still be the favorite physique wise at least. I don't know.
mhm.
The judges may have some other opinions, but for the whole community, Hardy could still be like first, like top bodybuilder active nowadays.
Right. So Samson got beat. Well, Hadi got beat at the 2024 Olympia by Samson. So I mean, it just stands to reason that Hadi was better at the 2024 Olympia than when he won his actual Olympia. So it that's a pretty like on paper it just stands to reason. But I think we can get into why a little bit. Um,
Yeah, regarding what you said, it's difficult because in 2022, most of Harry's footage and pictures are from the prejudging where he was a bit soft, but
mhm.
in the finals he was like peeled. Like this is from the prejudging
Right.
and this is why yeah, I messed up some calls during that Olympia weekend because if you remember, we had that crappy footage and we never got to have like a call out with two, three, or four bodybuilders.
That
The
was so
call out was
stupid.
with
They,
six
yeah,
because yeah, they didn't want to have Ramy in the second call out because he was the current champion, I guess. So based on that crappy footage, I and based on what I saw from Hadi in the prejudging, he was number one, and I saw him from the back. He was soft. I said, no, he's not winning it. So I never looked at him as the winner anymore during that whole weekend, and I made a mistake. So when he won, I was caught off guard. But in the finals, during the compulsories, if you get some Gilco production footage or something, he was peered. Like, yeah, this is from the finals and it's another story. So I think
mid.
no, I've looked at this, and if you're looking from the back as well, you can tell the difference.
Oh yeah.
But
Let me ask you this:
2024,
should Nick have beat Hadi?
it's yeah, you know my opinion. 2022, definitely Derek didn't deserve to beat Nick, so it was
Mhm.
between Nick and Hadi. I'm okay with either result. Personally, I would have preferred Nick, but Hadi is a beast and has some numbers on Nick, so I could see why he would easily win. But definitely a strong tie between him and Nick. But yeah, Derek wasn't like a full hatched open bodybuilder yet, despite
Absolutely
him
not.
yeah, having that wow, that impact coming from 212. But we're not judging the evolution, we should be judging what we're seeing.
Right. So where does Samson get this version of Hadi? I would say honestly, for this year, most angles, like from the back, well, rear double, rear lat spread, probably not. But like Hadi was both. He's not the biggest guy anyway, and then Samson's 300 pounds next to him, and then also Hadi's conditioning was not that good. Even I'm even looking at the finals, it was better, but like still, it wasn't usual Hadi condition. He was coming in bigger to compete with Big Ramy.
Still better than Samson, but yeah, Samson has a lot of other things on him. So yeah, I definitely have Samson beating Derek and Hardy winning versions from
Right.
the
I would say it's one of actually I would say it's one of the more conclusive ones. As much as I like Hadi, I don't think that version was particularly good.
but 2024 Hardy, especially the first version when he right came in on the stage at prejudging, that was
Hmm.
not. I think that's probably even better than Arnold Classic. Maybe you don't agree with that, but I've seen that footage side by side, and it's much drier and crazier the Olympia. But he flattened out during the poses.
Hmm.
But, but in that instant moment, he came on stage. He was number one again. And when I saw that, even though we again had some crappy live coverage, uh, I thought he's got it. And then I saw Derek, I thought he's got it. So yeah, I
Hmm.
guess I'm easily impressed.
You are. You are. I've
Yeah,
seen what you get impressed over.
yeah,
Like,
I got the same thing with your channel. So yeah.
oh, did you do Brandon versus Olympia Sampson?
Uh, 2019, probably not as a blitz.
Don't
Probably not.
worry, I know
But
where we can find it.
that's an easy call.
We no, it's not.
It is because
You're so
I'm
wrong.
gonna tell you why. Brandon, I love Brandon upper body when he's in good condition because he's never in like great condition. When
Right.
he's in good condition upper body, he's right there with field heat. That's my opinion. But if you count the whole body, the conditioning downstairs gets even worse. No, he has no chance. With that 2019 version, has no chance against Samson because his conditioning is even worse than Samson's.
Oh,
He may have Samson upper body, but the lower body is too much of a difference. So I'm
well,
actually having
I
Brandon and Derek in the last two places between all these one-timers, or including Ramy. That's
right. I did this one. I'm looking for it right now. Um, I gotta
But
be
if we're
honest.
talking 2019 Arnold Classic, Brandon, that's high up. That's
You think it's that much higher than the Olympia version?
yeah, I really do because it's the conditioning. That conditioning is acceptable for me. It's not like great, but for Brandon but this, yeah, Dorian was right with it. This is 6 weeks out. No offense,
Oh,
Brandon. He looks
okay.
he looks puffy. He's like crazy full. I get it, but he
He
looks.
could win this pose.
Yeah.
Okay.
In
Well,
perspective, if we're saying who looks better, but who should win on stage looking like this, I don't know.
okay.
Yeah, and especially, yeah, we can judge this pose in isolation, but you're looking at the whole body and then look again, and you already have an opinion on the physique. I don't know. And Brandon's lat spread is crazy.
Right. Look at that side chest. I think I gave this. I don't know if I did because Samson would be bigger on stage. It's kind of like you said. He has a Brandon upper body, just bigger. He's just a bigger guy.
Brandon from the side, I think he's the best from the side because he has the fullness and his legs actually are a strong point from the side. Look
Hmm.
at the hamstring drop.
Yeah, they don't look weak. And then, but from the
Not at all.
back,
They actually look strong. But yeah, if you're looking at this, man, those calves. I know they don't judge calves, but no offense to anyone, but those calves have no.
this isn't a blowout win for Samson. This rear double, I would say it barely is a win. There's an argument for Brandon to win this.
If you're looking at the upper body, Brandon wins it like easily.
His lower body's more conditioned.
Who's lower body?
Well, I would say Samson's drier, but
Definitely drier.
but Brandon still has like a lot of that. He still is able to have the muscle poke through the skin. It's weird. It's like he has the thicker skin, but is technically maybe lower body fat wise. It's very weird. It's kind of hard to explain.
You actually, yeah, you said that about the thin skin. That may be a factor as well. So poor Brandon cannot do too much about it. He may have this thin skin syndrome, if you want to call it like that.
And look at that rear lat spread. That beats Samson.
Man, Brandon's lat spread never looked as good as this. Never, never again. I mean, at the 2019 Olympia, it looked the best, upper
I
body.
remember watching your video about the top 10 best backs. You had Brandon on there, right?
Yeah, he should definitely be. If you're not counting the whole pose, only the back, Brandon is top 10.
Brandon's back was good for this year and like maybe 2020. Other than that, no. Get him off the list. Get him off the
2021
list.
was decent as well, but 2020 was drier, and indeed, especially in the back double, you could see all the muscle separation, the lower lats, everything, the tyrus mind. I'm missing the muscle groups right now. I have them in my mind in Romanian. I shouldn't be talking about this, but you get all the
Mhm.
muscle groups, all the yeah,
Right.
everything was perfect.
Um, I mean, he's pretty strong. I think this is stronger than what Hadi was putting up. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it like this. If the conditioning passes through, like if you don't put like a stamp on the comparison, like this conditioning is not acceptable from Brandon, I think he could easily challenge and maybe even, I don't know, win against Samson.
Ooh.
I could agree with that, even though I don't share the exact opinion. But I think Brandon's conditioning is just a no pass for me. So that's why I have him like
I don't think Samson's is much
before
better.
as the loser. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Because I have in my mind the footage, and yeah, I'm a geek. I like to rewatch the shows, and his conditioning was really bad. I mean, his fullness was incredible. I don't think I've seen someone looking that full since, I don't know, maybe Phil hit 2016, but conditioning very weak, very weak.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Well, this is I just did a video on this next one and I actually didn't have too many people disagreeing, which I was surprised with. I think Shawn Rhoden falls to Samson maybe even easier than Brandon. I don't know. I'm pretty set on Samson would probably beat Shawn many times out of 10.
Man, I can watch Shawn Rhoden like 3 different days and have a different opinion about that physique. First of all, it has a certain aura because of his attitude on stage that night. I mean,
Right.
I, I've never seen anyone have, and it's not just about him looking like fierce bubble gut. It was everything. He was commanding that stage. He was elegant. He had the attitude. He had the facial expressions. He had everything, but sometimes I see him like this peeled specimen, but on the other hand, sometimes I see him a little bit too thin, especially
Yes.
through the arms, through the back. Man, when I saw him, when I compared him with the other guys, I think he got last place in the back shots.
Hmm.
His back was really thin compared to even Hadi. Yeah, back double not that impressive, but Hadi destroys him in the back lat. Derek destroys him. Brandon has a better back. Samson has a better back. Ramy has the melting lats, but overall still a bigger back.
Right. So I did watch this video before I did mine, and I think we agreed on most things. I think I gave Sean,
Man, I destroyed Sean here, 5-1. I forgot about it.
I don't know. I gave Sean the abs and thighs. I think that was probably it, actually. Now that I think about it, I think I only gave Sean the abs and thighs.
6-2. Damn.
I had it
Who
7-1
needs
for
this
Samson.
comparison? Who's this guy? The
I don't
super,
know. Someone needs to take away this guy's Instagram because this content so
super
misguided.
geek man. Man, this guy should be doing videos about, I don't know, ballet or something.
I had it 7-1 for Samson. You should know better. That
Yeah,
way he'll know for next
tell
time.
him. Tell him.
Thank God he's not a judge. This guy, this
Yeah.
guy doesn't know anything. But
easily.
anyway, I think some of those poses are close, like the front lat and front
Yeah,
double.
yeah, yeah,
I think
yeah.
they're pretty close just because they're so similar, but it's
Yeah,
like the
sometimes
back.
when you score the poses, it's unfair. That's why it's good to have a scoring system like you have, and I tried it myself in the past because yeah, you cannot score like 1 point for a almost a tie, and then you have a totally knockout and is one
Right.
one. But it is what it is. This is mostly for fun. We're not judges, right? Even though this
Not yet.
super set loser, he thinks he's something, but I don't know. I'm gonna have a word with him.
So, what pose? I missed one. What pose did you give him thus far? Was it the front double? I'll restart it and actually pay attention here. I gotta get into your analysis. Front double, that goes to Samson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're just wrong. That doesn't even make any sense. Front double,
But
front
it
lat spread,
would
that's
have been
Samson.
a 7-1, and then that project, I don't know what building guy
It's brain
would
building.
have been right, so I don't want to give him the satisfaction.
Right, right. And then like Sean's side tricep, I'll pause it when it gets there, but when he's not doing the front tricep, that variation, he's so thin. Like, yeah, he has the midsection, but he has like a Kai Green tricep and like no
Yeah,
pecs.
the triceps is awful, but aside the triceps, I really like his look. Yeah, he's not. I know that Tyler Mannion values like thickness and width from the side now, which I don't understand, but he's the expert, not me. But I
That's
really
always
like,
what it's been about.
huh?
That's always what it's been about.
Then I guess I really don't know. So I fall into the same category as this superset fella.
Right.
We don't know anything.
All right. All right. So that leaves us with the big one. I guess we can. I don't know if you've done this comparison. I didn't care to do it. I will pull up the footage of Big Ramy from 2021
Yeah,
because
it's a much better quality. Yeah.
but I gotta be honest, I just did 2023 Big Ramy versus Samson where he was at the Arnold. I said that version of Ramy had too many issues to win. Even though in some of the poses he was actually really good, but it's just like when you
Yeah.
add up all of his flaws. I feel the same way about 2021. That's why I didn't even bother doing the comparison. What do you think?
Um, I don't think 2021 was as bad as 2023, but
Right.
in regards to 2023, yes, indeed, he had all those issues. But if you take a step back and you look at the actual like on stage comparison, because you have like direct call outs involving the two, Rami is so much thicker and bigger and even drier than Samson in certain aspects. So
Hmm.
a better version like from compared to 23 of Rami, like 2020, that could be put on the same stage under the same lights. That could put Samson in danger. But again, that was 2023 Arnold Samson, 2024 Olympia, much better.
Hmm.
So we
Um, I liked this comment here. Can't see Rami having epileptic seizures because of the background right now.
yeah,
Like 2021 was so bad. It
yeah,
was like
the
I'm
pre
watching it now. This is retarded. This is
yeah,
awful.
yeah, this was the prejudging. In the finals, they listened. They removed
Like, what even is this aesthetic? What do
those
you say?
ayahuasca images. I think Dorian Yates was a graphic designer for
Oh, yeah.
after he
Right.
took some of that
Ayahuasca.
Peru stuff.
Yeah, that's honestly what it looks like. But anyway, that brings us to the challenge at hand. I have prepared a special selection for
Yeah,
us.
wow.
Um,
Right
yeah.
from the bat, you chose the right picture in the front double. So I appreciate that.
Oh, yes. Hey, some people really care about sizing. And my sizing, I don't, if anything, I made Rami maybe a little too big. I'd rather make him too big than too short. Um, but I
I
have
agree.
this picture for reference here. Big Ramy next to Samson actually doesn't look that big from a muscle or height perspective, actually. Like,
Uh, I'm gonna um
you can't
con
disagree. The photo's right
no,
there.
no, I will tell you why, because Samson actually has the angle here, because this photo
Slightly.
should have Nick also in the left, so kind of Samson and Andrew were in the middle. You get
Yes.
what, and
Yeah.
Rami was on the far right. So there is some footage with, but I don't know if it's on YouTube. I think someone sent it to me on Instagram at a certain point, but it was actually footage with not like really HD, but it was decent with Samson and Rami, and Rami really outmassed Rami was bigger than Samson,
Cap.
and from the pictures we can see that even though he doesn't have the details, Rami is drier here than Samson.
Yeah. And he looks awful. How about that?
I agree.
Okay.
But I gotta go with my subjective opinion, and I still
Hmm.
like Rami more.
You should, instead of being subjective, you should be like me and be objective 100% all the time. I don't have bias.
I will try to, man. Especially when we're dealing with Nick or Derek. No, Derek. Mart. H2O. Martin
Martin
Fitzwater.
Fitzwater, yeah. Yeah. So, sizing, Rami may be a bit bigger, if anything. I
I,
know
I
some people really
I
care
think
about
so.
sizing.
I think you made him a little too big, but he's standing like taller, like he expands his torso more, but I
Yeah.
think he's a bit bigger than should be. But
Um,
it's fine.
I know some people care a lot about sizing, um, maybe more than they should. I'll have to get into this with you after
Yeah.
our Superset Man. I don't know if you've heard the story, but um, anyway, let's get into this. I gotta explain the rules. We're going to be using my comparison system. So I'm sure you're familiar, Superset Man. 1 point dictates indicates a small win, 2 points for a solid win, 3 points for a major win, and that will also be the same system used in the overall physique categories where we look at the whole physique on muscularity, conditioning, shape, and flaws. Then we have the eight mandatories as well. I average those together. Mandatories are worth 2/3 of the comparison, and then the overall physique categories are worth 1/3. And at the end, we'll take whatever the score is, and that'll be the winner. Which at this point means the strongest Mr. Olympia since Phil Heath, since we have established Samson could beat everyone up until this point. So
Looks fun.
this is for all of it. Okay, let's. Any questions?
Not no sir, let's do it.
Perfect. Okay, and I think our faces will be fine
You
on
made Big
screen.
Robbie too big, man. You made Big Robbie too. You don't know
I
anything.
don't
Unsubscribe.
I don't think I made them drastically bigger.
You
Um
know nothing about bodybuilding.
that's so true. I could I actually made them okay, I can do how about this? Oh
Nah,
yeah.
he's too small. He's too big.
Okay, let's run with that. That one looks a little better. So right off the bat, I get into this every time I talk about Big Ramy. Quads should never be that big, but with this version, at least we get substance that kind of matches it in the upper body, you know? So it's like, do you want more size and probably more detail or the shape? I'm interested to see which way you go because I know you're usually more of the mass monster freak kind of side, but I don't think it's super straightforward here. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree because Samson is a mass monster as well. He looks thinner. Everyone would look thinner next to Big Ramy. Even I'm gonna upset the Cormanites now, but even Corman would look like a bit narrow next to Ramy because Ramy is that much wider.
Yes.
So Ramy would basically make everyone look small. He would not. beat Ronnie, so don't get me wrong, or the Coleman eyes. Don't unsubscribe from
I think
Private.
he would be wider though.
He would be wider. But to come back, yeah, to this, people really like aesthetics in bodybuilding. I read the comments. It just happens that I don't share necessarily the same opinion. I don't know why. I'm into freaks, man. If I'm watching, I mean, I don't want to see bloated stomachs and all that stuff, but I will never, uh, I will never prefer like aesthetics over mass when someone has more aesthetics and less mass and the other guy the other way around. If he's
Hmm.
mass with aesthetics, of course, mass with aesthetic, mass versus mass, and one of the guys has aesthetics on top, of course, I get it. But I will
Hmm.
never go with aesthetics over mass and conditioning. That's my rationale with this. Now, as far as this comparison, Samson, like I said, he's not like a small guy, but he looks thinner next to Ramy. Ramy beats him in the arms department.
Hmm.
Ramy kind of has, I don't know, yeah, Samson has the vacuum, but it's not like the prettiest vacuum you've seen. So,
Right.
yeah, Ramy, that long torso, not the best, but it's not like Samson shuts the door on that. With the legs, Samson's legs are, they look like harder, at least in this pic, and he has great quads. But I don't know, man. When I look at Ramy's legs, they look like
They're
a human being should never look like that. I get it.
right. Right.
When I look at Big Ramy and then I go back and look at Samson, it's like Samson has small legs and he doesn't have small legs. So that's the illusion that Ramy has on stage. And when he was in that good shape, he was at least for him in 2020, I think it makes a lot of difference.
I think so too.
His disadvantage is that he has this long torso, short legs proportions. It's always better to have the other way around. You get that with Ronnie versus Jay. Ronnie looks much better. I don't know, Samson versus Nick or Nick versus almost everybody because he kind of, Nick is on the far extreme or the far
Right.
yeah, on this, like he has short legs, short arms, T-Rex arms, and a really long and wide torso. So he's on the extreme in regards to this. It's always better to be on the other end. So on this, from this perspective, Samson has it, but I would go with Ramy here.
I
I
have to
don't
as
know
well.
if I don't know if 1 point or 2 points. 2 points might be too much. If 2 points is like a regular win, I
Mhm.
could almost go with that. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's so different when things are so apples and oranges like that. I often don't use a 2 point margin because I know the dichotomy is going to be
Yeah,
so evenly separated. So, but like you said,
yeah.
lats, arms, they go to Rame, overall size, but he does have the legs too big, which I certainly don't like. But that upper body shape, I think it's more than passable and open. Like, does Samson have better shape? Sure. But like in open, is Rami going to get docked for this? Not for me. I don't think it's really that bad at all. I besides like the upper body balance because the legs are too big, I wouldn't say anything about his shape. I think it's fine.
And another thing, Rami falls like into the same category as for this freak top tier mass monster with Marcus Rule, Jay Cutler, even Ronnie Coleman, but Ronnie is in a bit a different league because he really has those sweet proportions like longer legs and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But we compare Jay, Marcus Rule, and Rami. Rami is the most aesthetic. Like he has the smallest waist to shoulder ratio, probably.
Right.
So from this point of view, for a mass master, Rami is actually good. Yeah,
Are you?
I would definitely have Rami here, and I would almost give him 2 points because I think looking at these two pictures, I would give this pose to Rami probably 99 times out of 100. So
Ooh.
it should be a 2 point for me if you want to score
Well,
the
we got to
master.
take an average here. So,
Oh, okay, okay. Average sounds.
I'm saying one, you're saying two. You started out saying, I'm kind of closer to one, but then you're like 99 times out of 100, it's going to Rami. So
Yeah, it's. I was like in a bit of yeah. I said that because Samson still looks good, but if we're talking who's winning between the two, like I would always, almost always have Rami winning. So that's why I think we're not judging how good they looked. We're judging them like compared to each other. So Rami wins it every time for me. So yeah, basically every time. So it should be a two, like a regular win, right?
I think I'm not hot enough on the 1 point to make a compelling argument. So I think the average can be rounded up to two. I'm fine with that. And then we have the front lat spread, which I thought was interesting. I thought it would this one would be Rami's stronger pose of the two, but I think this one is closer. I think Rami still wins, but I do think it's closer.
Yeah, I know I'm familiar with all these peaks because I'm a geek. I have this channel that I'm working on, and 2020 was the year I started. This is not the
Hmm.
best peak for Rami in the front
Oh,
left.
please.
You should be having the same one as you get from where you got the front double, but
They're blurry
yeah, they're blurry, but I'm looking at the shape. The shape looks odd here for Rami. I would almost, based on these pictures, I would almost give it to Samson.
because Samson's good in
He's
Ram.
good nonetheless, but Rami's picture doesn't do him justice here. So if you want to judge based on these pictures or based on what I have in my mind about them, I don't
Well,
know.
your mind is faulty.
Yeah,
I've seen some of the conclusions you reach on your channel.
fair
Someone should
enough.
really call into question your analysis.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I
I
think
think this photo's fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
if you pulled out like a 2017 front lat spread from Rami, you will see the difference, and the difference wouldn't be that big.
I've compared 2015 Arnold Brazil Rami to
And
Samson,
that's
and I
not fair. That front lat spread is basically better than Dorian
I
from that.
think it is the best front lat spread that has ever been hit ever.
I told you I have it in my mind, but you're doubting my.
Well,
That's the only one I get right, so I guess
I mean, photo aside, I don't really know. Okay, photo aside, yeah, I'm giving this to Rami, but like,
1 point for Rami, but based on this picture, I'm not sure I would give it to Rami.
why? He's still wider through the
He
shoulders than
looks
the
odd,
lats.
like he has no neck and his
That was a
shoulders
consistent
are
thing.
his shoulders are bigger than his pecs and his legs are not all that round. I don't know. And the midsection looks too big and I don't know.
Here,
The
here's
legs
here's
are not flexed.
here's the issue.
Based
You're
on this, I don't think I would give it to
you're
Ram.
looking at photoshopped pics that make Rami look so good, and I bring a real photo in here, and you're like, oh, that's not how he looks. I've seen
Yeah,
him a lot better in my dreams.
yeah, bro. Rami is the greatest of all time in my dreams.
The legs on Rami are atrocious, and that's not photo quality.
Yeah,
Sometimes he can flex them, sometimes he can't. But by 2020, they were separated about halfway up the leg, and then the other half, there was nothing going on. Nothing.
I disagree, man. I disagree. In 2020, his quads actually looked the most separated I've ever seen him since 2013.
You
But
know
he
about
already
this.
started to have the holes in the outer
He
quads. So
did.
that ruins it for me. And here he doesn't, he basically doesn't flex the legs.
Would you say his quads were better in like the finals of 2017 or 2018, the
No,
Olympia?
no, 2018 finals, yes. 2017, his quads were not defined enough. I don't know what was the issue because the
It was like a
condition,
skin texture issue. It was
yeah,
really
the
weird.
condition was there, like almost like 2020, if not the same, like similar.
Hmm.
But I heard Chad Nichols, he was his coach, talking about this when I think he got to work with Ramy right after 2018, if I'm not mistaken, or 2017 or 2018. And he specifically said that they focused on bringing the cuts on the quads, and they brought it in 2020. I know the footage, I know in some pictures he doesn't show this in this particular picture, but if you're looking at 2017 compared to 2020, the quads makes the difference. You could ask Mark's Max Muscle, he knows it as well.
I can't anymore. That's the thing I wanted to tell you. We'll have to talk about that. We'll have to talk about that after. But okay, but anyway, what do you
Okay,
think?
so you know, I almost said something I shouldn't say, but okay.
Are you really think I would say 1 point winner Rami. I
Yeah.
think you're smoking crack giving this to Samson as good as he
No,
is.
I will not give it to Samson because I'm gonna judge what I have in my mind. But based on this picture, I would not give if this is what I had seen. If I saw this for the first time without knowing anything about these shows, but yeah, for sure, knowing something about bodybuilding, I wouldn't give it to Rami. But from what I know, Rami should win this at least 1 point. So let's make it 1 point.
You know, if you know it all in your mind, why you should just do videos with a black screen and only your voiceover.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, man. I'm putting the pictures for you guys.
Oh. Okay. Oh, man, does this photo of Samson look familiar to you?
Yeah, yeah. I will send it to you, bro, because I saw in one video you said that you don't know where I got it from. Just remind me after.
This is
I will
photoshopped.
remember. No, it's
This,
not
you
Photoshop.
Photoshop pictures.
Yeah, that's what I do for a living, but
I think now that I'm looking at this, I want to make Rami a little smaller. That's probably good.
it's
He
from a
squats down a
different
lot.
library. It's only missing the back lat spread, but you have all the other poses with Samson and the Olympia looking much better.
Okay. Yeah. Um, I don't think any photo matters here. I think Prime Rami had one of the best side chests, top 15, probably within the top 10. What do you
I
think?
dis I disagree.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think I think Big Ramy side chest, objectively speaking, from a bodybuilding point of view, not nostalgia and all that crap, is the very best of all time. From a bodybuilding perspective. If you
Oh,
if you had anyone else in history next to him, hitting this shot, nobody would beat him, not even Ronnie. Kevin would look like so much fancy and beautiful, but will get like dwarfed. Ronnie will have the chest and the chest pop and the thin skin, but lower body. I know it's not the side leg pose, but upper body plus lower body. Rami is the
right.
goat in the side chest for me, so no
You
discussion.
think he's the best ever?
Yeah,
I can't wait for people to comment on this video because
my
so
reputation is doomed already. So
well, I I wouldn't I don't think he would necessarily beat Ronnie. 2003 Ronnie, you think would
you
you
said top 10, top 15. Give me five guys that beat him because you said I'm not
okay,
gonna ask for 10, but give me five.
as much as I don't like him, probably Marcus Rule.
Upper body, but yeah,
Was he too soft in the lower half?
yeah, way too soft.
Okay. Ronnie's definitely on there. I wouldn't put Jay. I wouldn't put
No,
Rolly.
mm,
Um,
Rolly lower body again. No,
Phil?
maybe Phil, but he's much smaller, and Phil doesn't have like the biggest chest to compensate. At least Ronnie and Marcus Rule, they have like objectively better chest than Rami, probably. But Phil doesn't have he has a smaller chest. Maybe in some versions Phil has a more popping chest, but because of his narrow clavicle, his chest was like small. Yeah.
2016 Kai Green.
Now Kai Green maybe Kai Green could have potentially had a great side chest, but he's doing that squeezing with the
The
belly.
over posing. He was
Yeah,
over posing.
and the Kai Green doesn't have the shoulders, man. He will doesn't
I
have the.
I'll concede Ramy is at least top five. Best, I would really have to look at him versus Ronnie. But now that I think about it, I think maybe he would be at least top two or
He's
three.
top three like every night and day, but for me, he's number one.
Yeah,
Of
the more that I
course,
think about it, that's pretty fair.
you always have Ronnie Coleman. Maybe I cannot give you like objective reasons. It comes to in the end when it's so close, it comes to nitpicking what you value more. So when I look at them side by side, Rami simply pops up more for me. But yeah, if you have Ronnie, I don't have a problem there. But at least top two or three, I don't know
Oh,
who
here's a good one I forgot. I could have named Nextzilla best side chest of all time.
he has a potential. I know people love to hate on the guy and maybe he deserves it, but damn, that physique speaks for itself.
Let's get to the bottom of this here. Uh, oh, the suspense is killing me.
It's the lighting, bro.
You know what? I think you're right. I think you're right. Rami does probably have the best side chest ever.
And Ronnie has the better tools overall because he has the hamstrings, he has the glutes, he has the outer quad. He for sure could have hit it much better than he did, but he was like not trying in the side poses. He was standing tall and all that. That was the way they were posing in the 90s, and he kept doing that throughout the 2000s during his reign. But the way Phil, Rami, and now all these guys are hitting the pose, even though some guys don't like it, they prefer the standing Arnold Schwarzenegger position. No,
Right.
I feel the sport evolves, and this showing up your side leg and the drop, the hamstring drop, and the outer quads and the cuts like that, it's always better.
Do you
Rami,
think Nick Walker has the best chest of all time?
no,
Okay. Let me
probably Nick Walker is overrated in the side chest.
I would agree. I'm so glad we agree on that.
And coming from one of, if not the biggest Nick Walker fanboy,
Oh,
is
the biggest for sure. I've seen your room. You have posters of him above your bed.
who told you?
Uh, I think you confessed to me one time. It is what it is. But
You're not sharing your screen anymore. I don't know
I
if
know
you're.
I lost all my tabs, but I brought them back.
Oh, okay, okay. I just wanted to make sure you know.
Okay. Um, that one site.
Actually, Greg Doucette once commented. I think he did a video reacting to one of my videos, and it was 2022 Big Ramy, that version of Big Ramy versus 2003 Ronnie, and I gave Ronnie the side chest in that video,
Hmm.
2022 Ramy, the fifth place finish,
Right.
and he bashed me for that. He said that Ramy is much better, blah blah blah. I probably don't agree that 2022, even though yeah, from the side, but no, that version of Ramy 2022 would not stand a chance. But 2020, yeah. It,
Okay.
it, it would be, and so he wins here, even though it's probably Samson's strongest pose as well. Objectively, it's so
So
much
what's the
stronger.
margin?
Good question. If the rationale is who's winning this pose, like how many times, like I said, how many times out of 10?
I think like that a lot. Yeah, that's what I kind of do.
So for me, this is probably every time Rami, so it should be a two. I don't know,
Mm.
but
Mm.
yeah, if Yeah, it's difficult because it's kind of unfair to do that to Samson since this is such a strong pose
What
for
about on
him.
a real stage, like with Samson's height and the big man's chest, the big rib cage? What do you don't does that sway your decision?
No, no, his chest is probably a bit better, but not that much better than Ramy. Ramy has
Less
a good
detail
chest.
too.
Yeah, and the rib cage, Ramy probably is, I don't know, more impressive. I don't know what's your take on that.
Ah,
Maybe if you want to nitpick, you could look at Ramy's midsection here. It looks
no, it's fine. It's fine.
it's fine, but compared to Samson, maybe yeah, Samson looks to be having some
Yeah, favorable picture. Samson's midsection was he had more distension issues than Rami.
yeah, fair enough.
So I was gonna say one, but I am okay with two. So I think yeah,
I'm
we
not sure it should be a two, man. I'm willing to
I'm
negotiate.
okay with either one.
Same here. I just feel like, but this shouldn't be like a reason to do this. But I feel like Rami is gaining too much ground already. But this shouldn't stop us giving him 2 points if he actually deserves it. But I'm kind of in between. So if one of us would give 1 point and the other two, I will be like the most satisfied. So you should be giving this a 1 point because I'm the Rami fanboy here.
You're right. You're right. I gotta account for that. Okay. And then the coveted rear double biceps. So when I
Ah,
went back and looked at it, not as conclusive as I thought it would be. Obviously, I'm going with the person that has lats, but Rami is more conditioned than Samson, better overall lower body. Um, Upper
by the
back pretty fine. Delts and arms pretty okay. It's just that he doesn't have lats, less complete back, narrowly loses the pose.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. If this was 2017 or 2018 Rami, he would have won.
Mm, I would agree. Are you fine with 1 point? I assume.
Yeah, because basically Rami wins everything else aside the lower legs,
Right.
maybe,
Okay.
and the calves.
That's an easy one. I'm interested in this one though because I've always not liked late Big Rami's lat spread. It's like he has all this width, but not the best taper, and then the back is completely shallow except for traps. Samson, obviously higher lats, um, better taper, but less width, probably better traps as well. A thicker, more, and the back has more depth to it, but I don't think it's going to be enough, especially because he's losing the lower body too.
When I was watching the actual show, the Olympia, the 2020 Olympia, man, in the video footage next to the other guys, Rami was so big and dominant in this pose. Like
Hmm.
I remember the commentators of that show were
Mid,
uh, Lee Haney and probably Shawn Ray, if I'm not mistaken.
best bodybuilder of all time.
Yeah, easily. And then they gave this pose to Rami, like you had Phil and Brandon there and Hadi.
Hmm.
His back, Rami's back was twice the size of all those guys. So I think it would happen almost the same against Samson because Samson
I think so.
he's tall, but his back is not that he's not occupying all that space. Like
Right.
Hadi may have at least as big of a back as Samson in this
Yeah,
if you're
Samson won.
counting the area. Yeah.
Hadi won the rear lat spread. He wins the rear lat spread against Samson every time.
He does.
So, and I would agree. This version of Rami does probably beat Hadi. Well,
Man,
I guess it
I
depends.
hate the pictures from the 2020 Olympia because I really don't think they do justice
It
to any.
is. It is insane. Like we just recently started getting Gilco footage. Like that started in 2022. Like before then, you didn't have the Gilco getting
Yeah,
individual routines of everyone, which is crazy. Like that just started less than 3 years ago. We started actually getting decent footage that's
yeah.
pretty standardized.
And some other people follow through now and they do the same thing. Not only Gilco, they do
Right.
similar. Yeah. But
Um,
yeah, imagine having a Gilco video with Ramy. Or man, sometimes I think about it. Imagine having 1996 German Grand Prix Dorian Yates Gilco Productions. Man,
Overrated, mid.
come on, man.
Big Ramy would beat that version.
Probably if yeah, probably if we're yeah, with Dorian, I had that recent video with Dorian. It's difficult. He falls in between two standards, and it depends what you choose to value more. But Dorian might be outmassed by these contemporary mass monsters, such as these two fellas.
Hmm.
But yeah, if Dorian would follow the same criteria, judging criteria, competing in the same era, he would smoke them, in my opinion. But
Because conditioning.
based on what we have from him from the 90s, it's debatable. What? Come again, please.
Because of conditioning.
Because of his overall genetics. If you think about that 1993 6 weeks out photo shoot,
Right.
that's almost what we see here from Samson at least.
I think I almost did that video. Mark's Max Muscle beat me to it.
Conditioning wise, yeah.
Um, but I had Dorian beating Samson. But that 3 and 6 weeks out, those versions, either of them, I had them beating Samson.
And that was 1993. Imagine he got so much bigger till in 1997. Too bad he had all those injuries. But if you're looking at the back, the legs, even though he had some injuries on his quads, but if Dorian would compete today, he will beat all of these guys. For he will beat everyone except Ronnie. I'm not sure about Phil, but probably at least second or third of all time. But he
You
competed like in between the 80s and the 2000s, where yeah, even though we have all these nostalgia guys from the 90s, that decade guys cannot compete with today's bodybuilders.
you know, there is actually footage of Dorian posing in '93, like from that photo shoot. There's video footage of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, I know, but he's zooming in and out and all that crap.
Yeah, I didn't know. I told a couple of other guys in our space, and they didn't know. I didn't know it either. But anyway, back to the comparison. I'm saying this is a 2-pointer for Rami. He's now winning the back and the lower body.
Yeah.
I think this is closer to three than anything. I wouldn't make it three, but
No, 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 not a three because Rami's back still looks too washed out in the
yeah,
lower.
yeah, a little thin.
But a two is fair. But he's smoking Samson.
Yeah, not looking good.
Not looking good at all.
Okay. Side tricep. I know you're gonna give me flack for this photo. Rami wasn't hitting the side tricep that
Bro,
well at the
what's this,
Olympia.
bro? Bro,
He didn't hit it that well at the Olympia.
when
That's
I
true.
started when I started my channel and I was judging like back in 2020, I was so focused solely on the triceps in this pose. I would have given this to Samson right away. But now looking at the whole body, I'm giving it to Samson too.
I would agree. Yeah, yeah, but
Rami has the tools, has the crazy side leg again, but he has that Andrew Jack issue that he cannot like nail the pose. It's like he's not built to put his hand behind and do and execute this pose. That's what a crappy footage. And he was sweating here, like
oh
not a
man, we gotta remember that because we're gonna be docking him for that.
not a very good look. Yeah.
No, not a good look. You should automatically lose if you sweat. Put to death, even.
They had like a lot of posing rounds then, and yeah, I saw this show a lot of times. Ramy was the clear winner.
It
But
was one of the best Olympias in a while, honestly. I really enjoyed
at
2020.
least on paper, it should be like the best,
I think
one
we've
of the
talked
best
about this
events.
before. Yeah, see, look, this isn't a comparison round. For those that don't believe us, Rami just couldn't. He can kind of flex it passively by like trying to like activate, the rear delt to try to bring the entire arm back so he can kind of flex it passively, but it's not a lockout.
I'm gonna tell
So,
you what it is. He's too wide and his arms are too
Mhm.
short, and he can't really put them together and hit the post. That's my opinion. I don't know.
I think that's just fact. I don't think that's an opinion. So, outside of the side leg, Samson wins everything. Maybe not by a whole lot. Better abs, which to me matters more than the tricep even. But he does win the tricep
Yeah,
and like a more streamlined pose, a more polished pose. You also have Rami looking awkward.
for
I
sure.
I don't think it's like I don't think I can really do anything more than 1 point. I don't know how you feel about that. I still think it's like Rami's still pretty massive. And that side leg is not even a contest.
Yeah. Mm, if you're looking at the pictures, and especially if maybe I don't know if it exists, but maybe there is a better picture with his hand maybe flexed more. But looking at the footage, Rami looks awkward in this pose, and he loses. He should be losing it. You
Would you
cannot
make it two
go.
points?
That side leg cannot carry you that much.
Okay. That's fair. That's a fair argument. So would you make it 2 points?
I would make it at 2 points because this is a Samson win every time for me, especially if he would hit that Dorian-esque version. I like that. I know Tyler doesn't like it. You probably doesn't like it, but the Dorian-esque version,
I don't think Samson does it that well. I got to be honest.
why?
I think it sucks. I think Nick Walker is much well. Nick Walker actually wasn't that good at it. He did it in 2021. Hunter is much better at it.
Yeah, Hunter is good.
Ian Valier is better at it.
Yeah, no,
I
Ian,
love Ian. I love Ian.
not in the side triceps though.
Yeah, he wins everything but the tricep.
And he wins everything aside the triceps, the calves.
Calves, I don't think from the side his aren't going to be that much worse than Samson's.
No, I disagree.
Well, I know in my mind what Ian looks like, and it's not even a contest.
Ian wins. He does a really good execution. Like if you would take that picture and mess up with the in Photoshop to blend the colors and everything, that would be like a great silhouette. But no, if you look at the actual muscles, he looks terrible.
Oh, man,
I hope he sees this and says,
I wish I want him
who's
on my podcast.
who's this mother?
Okay, here we go. We're getting some. Let me copy and paste one. I'll put it in.
Look at that, bro. I'm gonna diss the hell out of him right now. Just give me the pick.
Okay.
Look. So yeah, okay. So you have like a good, more than decent hamstring. I'll give him that, and a good midsection. But aside of that, flat chest, no triceps. And why would you show your calves when you don't have any? Bro, I'm judging bodybuilding. I'm not an expert. He's a probably great guy, great bodybuilder, second place at the Arnold, but this pose
Man,
sucks.
I mean, there's no denying you got to give that to Ian.
No. How would you go with
Uh,
Ian?
Midsection, side leg, pecs.
Through the midsection is not what? Ah, man. Classic physique. No, no, he's not winning. He's third place here for me.
Third,
Ian.
I wouldn't have put him in third.
No, he's third. I mean, why? Look at flat chest. Why? For the midsection?
Yes, he wins everything over Ramy besides the side leg, which Ian, no one's going to complain about a side leg. It's great. And he wins pecs. He wins the midsection. He's just not winning the
No,
tricep, and Ramy's tricep sucks too because he can't lock it out.
he's losing pecs and triceps to Ramy.
Oh,
Yeah, he wins the execution, like he has a nice
yes.
silhouette, but based on this judgment, I can take a men's physique guy and make him hit the side triceps and look at the midsection and he would win? No, no,
Oh.
no way. And I'm not saying Ian is a men's physique, he's huge, but he doesn't have the goodies in the side tricep. No triceps, he's showcasing the calves and he has no calves. No, no, no.
Well, that hurts my feelings. But anyway, I'm I this pose, I
No,
think.
no, bro. You
What are
pro
you about to say?
no. Like Rami looks so much better than this in the abs and thighs, and Sam.
No,
Yeah, this is not fair. Rami has the better abs than Samson in reality. He
you're
has
lying. You're
no,
lying to yourself and my audience.
no.
Look at that. Look at that.
Look,
The play button's over it, but come on. Come on.
did you see Samson's midsection? That's
Uh
a optical illusion in the picture. But just look at any other show with Samson. I know it's not the most fair thing you could say, but somehow these pics from the 2024 Olympia makes his abs look better than they actually are.
because they were improved. He's allowed to improve.
For sure, but no. The split in the middle, you cannot repair that. It looks like it's fixed, but it's just an optical illusion because of the light.
Split. An optical illusion. Please.
I'm a conspiracy theorist. Don't make me.
His abs legitimately got better at the Olympia.
No, bro. Nobody gets better abs with time.
Yes. Let me think. Rolly Winkler?
Oh shit. You got me with him.
I did.
But it was like the whole midsection, not necessarily the ab
It was
dominant.
the abs too. Early
If you
Rolly
remember
Winkler's
the
abs.
2019 Olympia, his abs were a mess. Or the 2019 Arnold,
Um,
something. He had the
Whole Hunter Labrada. Actually,
Hunter.
I think that's the that's the opposite. Oh man, this right here would beat Samson.
The fullness was crazy indeed, but as Mr. Dorian Yates would say, 6 weeks out.
So back to this pose. Samson's abs are better. Rami does have okay abs, even in this photo, and he technically, by technicality, he's bringing something in the leg. Samson just has no cuts, but I think Rami's quads are disgusting. I think that's not a win. It's not a
You
win.
need a you need a pair of glasses. You're blind. You know nothing about bodybuilding.
This isn't a, you know what? This is
Unsubscribe.
Samson's pose, 1 point win.
Okay, Rami's gonna win anyway, but
Well,
from a
what do you
bo-
think? We'll average it. We'll average it. Let's hear
no,
your
no,
argument.
based on what we've seen here, Samson is winning. But yeah,
God.
I feel like this this goes already out of hand. Yeah, we should be judging what we see, but I don't know, man. Why do I think Rami had a much better abs and thighs than what I'm seeing here? But based on this, yeah, Samson is definitely the winner.
I think it's because the posing. Rami, I think
Yeah,
his
yeah,
po
and we should be awarding posing. So yeah, yeah, yeah,
his posing at prejudging was kind of bad. I think someone probably did get him in the hotel room and was like, "Hey, let's work on some of these poses because we can do better." Because I think there is kind of a jump from prejudging to finals in terms of some things he was hitting differently.
for sure. Yeah.
But then at the finals, he hit the front lat spread with like the abs crunched. I hate that. I know. I hate that.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do that
Um,
again.
I don't like it either.
So are we
But he
doing one
always
point?
does.
1 point?
Yeah.
Okay. That brings us to the final pose here. The most muscular. You you can you can go ahead. What you think about this one?
Tough one.
I did
My
include two variations because I think Rami has a couple good variations. Samson's crab's not good.
Ramy has a good hands clasp as well in 2020. But this is the picture in the on the right with one hand on hip. That's his best variation of the most muscular, probably.
I really like the one on the left. I know a lot of people don't, but I included it because I like it.
Yeah, I don't. Just by looking at his midsection, the split in the middle is lost for some reason.
That's a good
The
thing.
not the split, the actual muscle separation in the middle of the abs.
Yeah, yeah, because the photo on the right is so much better. Are
Yeah,
you kidding me? That looks like the aftermath of 9/11. Like they're just cobbled together. There's no symmetry to the abs at all.
I don't know if you noticed. I've never mentioned this in any of my videos, but Rami's belly button is not like centered in his. It's a bit on the left.
Did he
If
have surgery? Did he have a hernia surgery?
I don't know, but I've noticed this. Like this yeah, muscle separation you have between the left and right side. It's not like vertical. It's like oblique. Like the top is more on the right than the belly button, and it's
Right.
not because of this picture. I noticed that in all of his versions. Like this is not something that came later on. It's something genetic.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at 2013 New York Pro, his first pro show, and it's the same.
Mid. No calves.
Just to show you how much of a geek I am, I'm measuring where their belly buttons are.
2014 was better.
I don't know. Maybe the pictures are of
Yeah, well, that's what counts. That's what counts.
yeah. Based on this, 2010 Mr. Olympia Jay Cutler looks better than 2009 Jay Cutler, based on the pictures.
Right. It does. Yeah, based on even the video footage, because it's just sharper video out there.
Yeah.
And some people, I've corrected people in like comment sections. They're like, "Man, 2009 was a great year for Jay," but I'm like, "This was 2010." I think 2010 is an underrated year for Jay.
It is. His back was getting like the Rami effect with the lower
Uh,
legs, but anything else, he was arguably, I don't know, maybe not better than 2009, but somehow at least based on the materials we get,
more
somehow
shredded.
I like it better than 2009.
I think he was drier.
In a way, yeah. He was probably drier,
Could be
crisper.
the footage too. It definitely could be the
For sure.
footage.
I think the people who were there, it's not even a discussion that '09 was better. They don't even mention 2010. Most people say Phil should have won 2010. But based on the what we have, 2010 is so good.
Phil should have won 2008.
Arguably. Dexter
Arguably, that's
Dexter
objective.
Dexter was so good. I mean, when you think
Phil
about
was
Phil
good.
versus Dexter, you always have it in your mind how much bigger Phil actually is than Dexter, like thicker and bigger arms. But
It's
if you
true.
if you revisit 2008, it's not like that. Even from the back, Dexter in the back last spread, Dexter is
Okay, maybe back lat
bigger,
spread.
bigger than Phil, and from the
One pose. One pose.
yeah, Phil could have won that show, and it would have been like his debut show. And it's not allowed to win it.
Yeah,
You can,
because that was his debut. Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
You're
you
right.
can ask Hadi Choopan in 2019. He will tell you.
Yeah. Um, Derek in 2022, they were so hot for him, they would have made him the winner. If not only, If
Thank
only
God
he
he
wasn't
didn't
the
make it.
debut.
I don't want to hate on Derek again, but no, he was gifted second place.
He would have been gifted first.
Thank God it didn't happen. And you see, because he probably didn't deserve 2023, as we mentioned in the beginning, it's like you get all these effects from the community, from the fans, when you don't necessarily deserve a placing, it comes back to you in a
Yeah,
way.
now every version for Derek is seen as bad.
Yeah. And I think the best thing that could have happened to him happened at the Olympia with him being out of the top two. Now people are getting a little bit more sympathetic with him again. I hope it's gonna be the same with Nick, but Nick actually won the New York Pro and people still hate him. But if Nick would like
Nick
lose,
is done.
if Nick would lose to Martin, but not like lose because it's obvious, if if it's 50-50 or even have arguments for Nick against Martin this year, and the judges would award Martin, the fans will go back, will jump again on Nick Walker's hype train, I guess. It's people psychology. It's odd sometimes,
Right.
but it
Hear
happens.
hear me out. Nick doesn't have 50-50 scenarios. If it's in a place where it's 50-50, it's always 60-40 because his shape is so bad, it's never going to be
Yeah.
50-50.
But yeah, what I'm saying is if it's 60-40 and like you said 50-50 in that case, yeah, and he loses, people will get sympathetic with him again because at the New York Pro he had the midsection issue. It was obvious in some in between the poses, but overall, like with that version, he was the clear winner for me at least. Like muscle quality and everything, like Martin was great, but it was
Little
obvious for
too
me
fresh.
that Nick won. But if the judges would have gave that to Martin, people would have been like enraged, like they would have been on Nick's side, I guess. It's psychology.
Hmm.
It's odd, but it is the truth. If Ronnie Coleman was competing in the social media era, oh, he would have been so booed, man. Especially after 01, 02.
He should have won both of those.
Ronnie,
Yeah.
yes, but not all the fans
Yeah.
share that
I don't
opinion.
know why people complain about O2 so much. I don't think O2 was really that big of a robbery. It wasn't a
Man,
robbery at all.
I think O2 was a robbery, but
Get a
now
load of this, Joker.
he didn't look good, and he was flat, and the midsection was not flat, and it looked so odd for him. He was like pear shaped, the upper part. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
So, about Big Ramy.
who?
Um, the I when I first flicked to this slide, I thought it was Samson. I think the hardness kind of makes you want to go to Ramy. I think Samson is very impressive overall though, and has maybe less flaws. I like his midsection more, and I like his legs more because you know how I feel about Ramy's legs. But I think I think overall Ramy he stands out a bit more, and he has that better condition. So I would go probably narrow Ramy win at this point in time.
Yeah, Samson in the most muscular in the hands class looks very good, but there is something that I can't put my finger on it, but something is not quite right with. Well, it's not like it's not right. It's if we're thinking about
Is it
other
the
hand
smooth
class,
delts?
yeah. If we're thinking about Nick Walker or Phil Heath or Kevin Levroni who nailed this variation, if you're looking at the actual muscle volume and everything, Samson is there, but yeah, like you said, he doesn't have the detail, the separation through the something is missing, and I cannot exactly put my finger on it.
You're just a hater.
Yeah, true. I
You're
like
like,
I
I
like Big
haven't quite
Ramy.
figured out why I don't like Samson yet, but give me a second. I'll find a reason.
Yeah, I'm using ChatGPT. Maybe he can give me a reason. No, man, this could go either way. This is probably the pose that could go either way. You could find issues with Rami. Like again, I remember what Arnold was saying. His delts are really overpowering his arms overall. If you want to look at that, blah blah blah.
I don't think so.
But Rami in that right photo, that photo on the right, it looks good. He could win this pose.
I'm going with the Rami 1 point win. What
Yeah,
about you?
yeah, 1 point Rami.
Perfect. All right. Well, that's gonna do it in the mandatories. Let me add this up here. This is 3-7, right? I'm triple checking so I don't look like an
Yeah,
idiot.
seven,
And
seven
then
to four.
okay. Now we got the overall physique categories. Let's see here. Let's look at your footage, and then while I'll calculate the scores and for a final look, we'll take a look at the individual routines as well.
Yeah. Uh,
I don't know if you watched the last podcast, but I have these saved in here. I'll have to tell you about them. But anyway, okay. Oh, you have to switch back to the other voice
what?
because what is it? Oh nine. The oh nine voice is so much better.
Everyone is saying that.
Yes, listen to the masses. I loved the oh nine voice. Who is that? Wayne D'Amelia?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's his voice. Yeah.
All right. So oh, let's take a look at some of the review you had actually. Let's see what you had then.
Bro got all of these wrong. Josh Cox is the man. Mr. Cox.
You gave Samson the front double here. But Rami the front line. Interesting. Okay, okay. Stick
Yeah, I
to
think
horse racing.
I judged this one so much different. I think I gave Rami the abs and thighs and Samson the most muscular. So I guess Josh Cox was right.
What did you do in the side try? If you gave it to Rami, okay, good. Okay, but I get where you're coming from in the abs and thighs. Like Samson is so unimpressive, but and then we already established the most muscular can go either way. Oh, but that sweating,
Yeah,
tell you what.
I guess Josh Cox doesn't know what he's talking about.
Please stick to horse racing. Never judge a bodybuilding competition.
Let's read the YouTube comments better because
Okay, okay, I'll pull them up real
Instagram
quick.
is killing me, man.
I love reading comments. I think some of them, I don't get mad when people tell me I'm wrong and they have a reason to back it up and it's a good reason. What
Yeah,
I get mad at the most is when people are so stupid. It offends me. And you guys know who you are. Some of you are probably watching right now. Big Ramy seems to attract these types of people. Some points that these people make are beyond low IQ. They're just dumb.
yeah.
But anyway, I'm looking for who are we talking about? Oh, Big Ramy Sims. Okay, I found it. Let me make sure it's looped. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. I'll have to blur out
Oh,
my.
you actually opened the comment section there.
Every 10-year-old child gives Samson the bag of his what? Even a 10-year-old child gives Samson the back of his armpit and stomach, but the person of this channel knows less than a child. What does that mean?
The,
What?
the, the abs and thighs, I didn't know it was called back of his armpit.
Back of his armpit. Okay. Abs and thighs goes to Samson. Okay, how does Rami win the back last spread? Oh man. Big Ramy only wins the side chest pose. This guy says that's crazy.
Uh, yeah, man. It's
Okay.
actually a subjective sport. Sometimes when I hear the professionals, I listen to the yeah, I listen to the the guy with Nick and Derek podcast and the coach
Chris Aceto.
Chris Acero. They actually gave Derek the side triceps against Nick.
You saw my video, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw your video as well.
Yeah.
That's how you know that it's not like they were so wrong. It's like it's so it's so subjective, and sometimes you can
That's not subject. Giving Derek
that
the
that
side
was
tricep is
a
dumb.
bad call. I mean, you cannot give in no way, shape, or form you cannot give Derek the side triceps. But what I was trying to say here is that you can be wrong, and you can sometimes you can make mistakes, and it's not like you make a mistake. It's actually debatable almost every time because all of these guys are top athletes, and you could find a good reason for almost any any call. Like in every pose, you can find a reason to give it to someone almost. So that's why you have all these different opinions. Even though, even though after all it's just binary between two guys. It's either one or the other. But it
I
is what.
think there's actually this one comment I just missed it. Why do all these comparisons end in ties or a 1 point difference? I think when you do a one-on-one comparison, you realize how much of a game of inches bodybuilding actually is.
Yeah,
Like it's very close. Like comparing someone like putting Regan Grimes because they're going to face off next to Nick Walker one on one. Regan's probably going to have a better chance because he can draw that contrast with his shape directly next to Nick Walker. But put in a lineup with other muscular guys like Hadi, Samson, and Derek, Regan ends up in the back of the pack, and Nick
yeah,
Walker gets pushed up very easily. So a lineup really can, even the size of the lineup, just having two people makes things so close. Um, But we have to get to the overall physique categories. I think you're
yeah.
familiar.
In regards to the score difference, like you either have a tie like a 4-4, and then the next thing you can have is a 5-3, which is already a 2 point difference. So only 1 point can make such a one pose can make such a big difference because a
Good
5-3
point. Yeah.
doesn't look like a tight contest because it's already 2 points. And
Right.
then you go with 6-2, this is already like dominant, and it's only maybe two tight poses.
It's why you got to use margins.
Yeah.
Man,
And
good.
I don't think I ever had to use the 7 digit in these blitz comparisons. I even Ronnie Coleman always loses the two poses. So the abs and thighs and the side triceps. So it's always gonna be like 6-2, 5-3. I don't know what people expect to see eight.
Right. Well, it's because they're so one-dimensional. You need the scoring system that I took from you and then expanded on to really
Yeah, man, I
get some
did
good analysis.
this blitz experiment for the new generations that bashes me in the comment section,
Exactly. You did this
but
for them
I
and
do
they
it
hate
for
you.
them because these people are just too lazy to watch your in-depth videos, bro.
That's so true. And then
I'm
then
just
one of them.
speaking facts here. People just they want TikTok, and that's why I did this because I have to give, in a way, I have to adjust to what the market wants.
Yeah, yeah, you have to go where they
That's
are.
why I didn't want to upload this on my main channel because sometimes I get this question, why did you have to make another channel? Because I don't want to mess up with the algorithm and everything because
Exactly.
my usual videos have like 8 minutes, 6, 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, 13, 15 minutes at max. If I'm gonna upload these 1 minute videos, it's gonna totally mess up my algorithm. But people don't
100.
understand
Yes.
it and they're bashing you for no reason. But it is what it is. This is
Yeah,
what we.
you made these videos for them, and then they hate you for it.
But I guess I'm gonna have to grow some broccoli hair and or something
Do
to be more
SARMs.
popular. Yeah.
All right. Um, let's go. We could just go in order here.
Yeah.
Muscularity.
It's
Uh, that's an easy one. And
it's
I
pretty.
don't.
Yeah.
I know Samson's big,
No,
and
Ramy would win muscularity against anyone except maybe except Ronnie and Marcus Rur.
I would make it 2 points.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I
Yes.
would do the same in conditioning.
I would go with one
In
for Ramy.
conditioning?
Yes, Ramy
No.
has cuts, but hmm.
And he was overall harder as well.
What would you want for a one then? What would be a one?
If Samson had striated glutes, more dugout hams, literally anything, he's not even more separated in the chest a lot of the time.
Okay, okay, okay. I think I could agree with you because the difference is obvious.
I think on a real stage, under the same lining, it may be obvious as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Let's go with two.
Shape, I for one say we give Samson a little boost. I think objectively, no, no. I think 2 points is good enough in all scenarios.
Yeah, two, or even three, but two is for sure. We have a two. But even if we give Samson a three, he's gonna lose the comparison already.
I wouldn't give him 3 just because Rami's upper body is actually just fine. Like for a mass monster, this is
Yeah,
impeccable
yeah.
shape.
But definitely two on the higher end.
Okay. And flaws. Okay. These are
No,
things that
for
don't fit into.
Samson.
Oh, my bad. These are things that don't fit into the other categories. So, Samson's lack in conditioning cannot be counted in flaws. It's
Yeah, yeah.
things like SEO use, things of that nature. I think I think Samson wins the category, meaning
You mean
he.
flaws in terms of what he's lacking genetically or what he has but he lost,
I look
like
at them like blemishes on a physique, like stomach distension, bad posing, sweating, things that are sus, muscle tears, things of that nature. I
so
think
things that are past the genetics, like mechanical things, like
right, right.
injuries and stuff like that. From this point of view, Samson is pretty. I mean, maybe aside for the ab split, that is probably
Ab split.
power.
Do you mean to tell me? Do you mean to tell me Samson's is that much worse than Rami's?
Yeah, it's split is bigger for Samson. It's wider. Maybe for Rami is deeper, but it's deeper because he's more detailed. Like he has deeper cuts overall.
Oh, okay.
If
Oh, so it
Samson
becomes a
were, if
plus.
Samson were drier, it would look deeper as well.
You look like Keon Pearson.
Not far away from that.
Oh no, Keon's is so bad. I just did a video with him and
Yeah,
Lee Priest.
the poor guy is never gonna make it to open two because of that. I really believe it.
Yeah,
The abs and thigh is gonna hurt him so bad.
and it's just getting worse. I hope he doesn't get too much bigger because it could like ruin his reign prematurely.
In 212, there's not so many guys that could do that, but in perspective for
Giuseppe Zagarella,
bro, I think Keon is
untouchable.
is untouchable for the
Better
moment,
than Flex Lewis by far.
for sure. I mean,
I,
Flex is my type of physique. Like I like the mass monsters, not necessarily the aesthetics, but this is where Keon has both. Like,
mhm.
he's not so much more outmassed. by Flex, but from aesthetics perspective, he kills Flex. So yes,
So what were we talking
Sean
about? Oh,
probably beat
flaws.
Flaws is yeah.
I look, they both have things wrong about them. Samson has like the stomach issue at times, a little gyno depending on like where the light is hitting him, and that's mainly it. Delts can look sus at times, but these are all like pretty small things. It's not like a Keon ab split issue where it's like
I
it's
agree. I
right in your
agree.
face.
I agree. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, Rami has way more flaws, like the back, especially the quads dents. You already could see them.
Right.
The triceps are downsized since his earlier years, so it's a 2 point for Samson for sure.
Oh, okay. I'll do 2 points. I was gonna do one, but I'll do two. That
Oh,
brings us
two.
to a tie. Wow. Okay. So let's see here. Let me I'll put on why I'm calculating the scores. Hopefully I don't get copyright struck for this, but this is Rami from the 2020 Olympia. You enjoy that. Let's see here. It was
This is from the finals, yeah, when he was doing
yes. Yeah,
the
green trunks. Yeah.
guitar dance, yeah. Look at that physique. I mean, he was
Mid. Definitely sharper than Samson. I don't
yeah.
know what you were going on about 1 point win.
Everyone missed the quad dance that year, and in 2021 as well. It's like it gotten so much worse in 2022, but it's like they were never mentioned up until that point.
Yeah. Yeah, this
But
is
if you're
why
looking like 2013, 2014, 2015, they were non-existent. Like it was meat everywhere there. No hopes. Even 2018, I think.
let's see. Okay.
Mr. Big Ramy.
Yeah, no lats. Where do they go? I like how he has no lats, but still has the lat spread. My only theory for that is his upper back is so wide that the skin kind of stretches out when he spreads his shoulders. That has to be what it is. And it makes sense because there's no depth to the back. So that has to be what it is because it's not actual lat mass there.
I
There's
think
barely any left.
it's only skin there.
Uh,
It, it shouldn't
some
look like.
fibers, I'm sure there's some muscle there, but largely it's like loose skin.
Yeah. So what else do we have to judge now?
We're gonna I'm gonna
Oh,
watch
oh
the
yeah,
rest
we're
of
looking
this.
at the individual. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Probably, yeah. Rami looks great here, but Samson probably nails the posing. You want to judge like the physique or the?
No, this is for me to enjoy.
Mhm. Like Rami is a monster and everything, and you can really appreciate his freaky qualities from all angles watching this.
Yeah.
But this would scare people, like non-trained eyes.
Let me.
I
Okay.
remember I showed one of Chris Bumstead's individual routines to my godmother, and
Hmm.
she was so impressed, and she never watched any bodybuilding.
And then this is Samson's.
Yes, sir. The
Okay.
finals or the oh, this is prejudging.
Shouldn't be.
From the backdrop, I think. Let's see.
Yeah, I guess it would be prejudging. No, no, it says
No,
finals. It
this
says
is the
finals in the
final.
title.
Yeah, yeah, it's finals.
Amateur. Amateur hour over here. Okay. Finishing up on the score. You know, I used a semester grade calculator. I had to pull it up. It's the same difference. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. And you know, going through it, I thought it would have been a bigger gap, but it actually wasn't.
Yeah, Rami started strong. I still think that side by side, under the same lights, Ramy would expose Samson's conditioning. And just like
You,
Hadi did, but Ramy is twice the size of Hadi, so it
hmm.
depends.
I don't know. The lighting is worse here. Samson's conditioning at finals, I think it was pretty okay.
Yeah, but Ramy was better.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess so. Mid. I think I think I've seen about enough. I've done so many comparisons with Samson. I've memorized the routine. I'm sure you have as well.
Yeah.
Okay. I think people know what Samson looks like. And I've calculated the final scores. Okay, let me mm, okay. Click to add text. No thanks. Let me go ahead and let's see. How do I usually do it? Oh yeah, I usually have a graphic. Well, I don't think I'll put Big Ramy in big font because he won this comparison. Supersetman. 59.1 points. Did you expect that? What did you We didn't reveal what we had going into this. I watched your video, but you told me beforehand that you had maybe changed your mind a little bit. What did you expect going in?
Uh, I was expecting Big Ramy to win, but I knew he had the flaws, so I didn't know exactly how that would fare against Samson, who looks so much more less injured.
Hmm.
So yeah, Samson has the flow, the beauty. Ramy looked like a war veteran, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah, he's just got that beat up physique. He's just a
Yeah,
little the wear and tear. He looks
yeah,
like what William Bonac looks like now.
that was my concern actually. But if I were to compare 2017, 2018 finals, maybe 2015 Arnold, Brazil, Ramy when he was fresh, at least from what we've seen so far from Samson, I will always go with Ramy.
Mm.
Ramy has that legendary status that he kind of lost because of the social media crap and what happened in his last two showings, but he was the only one that was able to make you think someone can reach to that Ronnie Coleman level. People often forget that.
Hmm.
I once heard Flex Wheeler talking about that. He wasn't sure Ramy wasn't already beating Ronnie, but maybe Flex sometimes is a hater towards Ronnie, even though they are good friends, but they were rivals and so on. But that's what I think. People underrate Ramy so much they forget how good he actually was.
Yeah, I go back and forth because originally, like, I was a Rami hater. I didn't like his 2020 package, certainly didn't like 2021, and then 2022 and 2023 he just falls apart and then quits. Um, and then he just never nails it beforehand. Um, but then when I go back and look at it, like at the finals of all these shows where he did get better, like 2018,
Yeah.
2020 Arnold Classic,
Yeah.
um, and then once I found the 2015 version of Big Ramy, I thought it was fake. I was like, this is Photoshop. That doesn't even look real. But then, you know, I found out it was real, and I've done a comparison with it with 2015 Ramy to Samson, and because like yeah, Ramy didn't have the condition of in 2015, but Samson's conditioning isn't really that good. So when that is equal, Ramy absolutely mopped the floor with him in my comparison.
Yeah.
It was one of the most lopsided comparisons I've done. It was like 80 to 20 for Big Ramy in that one.
Oh, Ramy was that good. People forget that. And people have these later memories with him winning like the 2021 Olympia, maybe not so deservingly. 20, 2022 and 2023 with those bad showings. But if you go back and look at his prime, like his European shows that he did, he always lost to people like Bonac, Dexter. I think he lost to Rowley. He lost to a lot of guys that if you go back and rewatch, you kind of question those calls. But the IFBB and the judges always wanted to make him come in sharper.
Right.
So after you draw the line, it's kind of unfair because now they say conditioning is not all that important anymore, at least with some of Samson's wins or some of the other wins. So for Big Ramy is kind of unfair. I mean, Big Ramy will never have to lose against William Bonac, if you ask me. Even though I love Bonac, 2017 Bonac is wow, perfect physique. But
2017 Bonac would beat 2020 Big Ramy.
yes and no.
That was rage bait. I'm not too sure, but it would be probably closer than what we did today.
It would be close, yeah, because Bonac, yeah,
Better
I try to say
conditioning, way
back
better
down
back.
there. Yeah. But Bona will lose the abs and thighs, the front leg spread, the front dowel, not so sure. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's my take on Big Ramy. People underestimate his maybe he didn't reach his full potential, never
I
like
think that's what it is. I would echo most of what you're saying. I'm both a Big Ramy hater and then also like I'm in complete awe of some of his physiques, but even those ones were missing something and like you said he just never brought it 100%. And when he didn't bring it 100%, a lot of the times like he was missing things that were substantial. Like his conditioning was kind of way off at times. By the later stages, muscles started to go missing. He had flaws. So you have a dichotomy here of like people have that high of remembering, oh yeah, I know he's gonna do it. I believe in Big Ramy throughout the late 2010s,
yeah,
and then he finally does it. I remember 2020, everyone loved Big Ramy, and then
yeah,
post 2021, he's awful. I think both things can be true at the same time. I,
yeah.
I and that's where it comes from. Like objectively, some of his versions were dog shit. Like they were actually bad. Others, literally, like he has some of the best poses of all time. Like side chest, probably front lat spread. I'll die
Yeah.
on that hill.
Yeah,
Best front lat spread
those two
ever.
poses, yeah, he's top two or three of all time.
But yeah, I think I've been making the claim for the longest time that Samson is the strongest Mr. Olympia since Phil Heath. I think in a way
Yeah,
that's still technically true. He has more potential at this point in time than Ramy did. I think
yeah,
Ramy, the cracks are already starting to show.
yeah, but now after the story happened, but if you remember in 2022, everybody expected Ramy to win before the Olympia.
I did as
Right.
well.
So maybe let's say in 2025, Samson comes with a torn muscle and everyone will say, yeah, it's obvious he's done for. So yeah, who knows?
Yeah. But anyway, I have to retract my claim that Samson is in fact the strongest Mr. Olympia since Phil Heath. I think it is still technically Big Ramy. I don't think it's Shawn Rhoden. Um, we can rank these guys. Actually, we should do that as a nice little send off here. Um,
Yes, we should do. And I don't know in my comparisons when I did this, what was the outcome. But it's obvious for me that after Phil Heath, Big Ramy is the clear best Mr. Olympia, even though he wasn't at his best. But if you want to look at him like who are the Mr. Olympias and you choose one of his best physiques, not necessarily the winning versions, Big Ramy is in that tier list with not not the top like where you have the goats, but right next, he's there. Big Ramy in the first row.
who's second in your list here? I put Samson.
Samson or Rhoden, but
Search your heart. Take those nostalgia goggles off.
Samson, okay. Samson,
Yep, there you go.
Samson, and then Rhoden.
Okay. Um, I know you said something weird earlier about Brandon doing worse than Derek. I I certainly don't agree with that. I'm putting Brandon.
No, no, he's yeah, he's there in the last two places, but above Derek.
Oh, don't forget Hadi.
Hadi in fourth, Brandon in fifth, and Derek last. I think we have the same, right? Yeah. No, oh, you have
No,
Brandon.
I have one. I have one changed. I
You
think
have Brandon over Hadi.
yes, because we're talking about their Olympia versions.
Yeah, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, yeah. That it is. It is not for the viewers that may not understand it. It's only the Olympia winning. They're only the Olympia winning versions. I'm not talking about Samson Dauda and anything he brings beyond this point of Mr. Olympia. I'm
Yeah, yeah,
talking
same.
about Shawn Rhoden in 2018, Hadi
Yeah.
Choopan in 2022 only. For those that don't understand that. So, yeah, we have the same list except for fourth and fifth. I Hadi was not that good in 2022. Nick should have beat him.
But let's also do like the same guys, but their actual best shape ever. How
Their
would
actual best shape ever? Hadi's
how
at the
would
top.
okay? For me, it's still Ramy,
Their actual best shape ever. Okay. Okay, we can do that real quick.
and I can mention also the exact version.
Okay.
SS.
You can list your top five right here, right now.
Okay, Big
Oh, top
Ramy.
six.
Yeah, Big Ramy. We can do it easy with 2013 New York Pro, but I think I would go with 2018 finals.
I don't know if that counts as an entire version, but
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, we can put New York Pro and that's a safe bet. But anyway, then in second I would have Brandon 2019 Arnold.
Really? So he makes a big jump for you.
I think I've done Brandon versus Hadi and I have Brandon winning that comparison.
Yeah, you did. I had it very close, but I had Hadi winning mainly on condition. Whoops, I need my comma. Okay. Well, I'll
And
hockey for
then
you.
between Hadi and Shawn, probably Hadi at the, I don't know, man. Hadi at the Arnold, probably, yeah. Hadi at the Arnold, even though I also like the Olympia version from this year.
They were pretty close. So you got Derek, Shawn, and Samson.
Oh shit, I forgot about Samson. Oh yeah, Samson Olympia 24 with Hadi. This will have to be a tie. I don't know. It could go, I don't know.
Well, that's simply not true.
No, I think okay, I'll do it for you. I'm gonna leave it like this, but probably Samson would top Hadi. No, no. This is like a tie, man. I will have we will have to do this sometime, like this comparison.
Okay. And
Anyway,
then
then,
Shawn
yeah,
Rhoden's below these.
shit.
I would put no. It goes. I would. Oh man, I guess I have a completely different list from you though. Yeah, I definitely do. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have Hadi in first.
Yes, I am. That it's the what do you mean? Of course I do.
And then you're gonna have Chupan in second.
No, no, hear me out. Hear me out.
John. He's not beating Ramy.
You're right. I got to
He
make him.
actually lost to Ramy at that show.
Yeah, that was undeserved. That was not good. I'll just pick your version of Big Ramy. I think
Small Ramy 2016.
I don't remember that version off the top of my head.
He worked with Chris Acero and he came into flat, and that version is remembered as Small Ramy. I think Mark's Max Muscle gave him that name. But yeah, you told me you don't want to
You
talk
didn't
about.
finish your list.
I'm thinking, man, Shawn Rhoden is gonna be in third, tied with Hadi and Samson. I cannot.
With what version? 2014?
No, 2018.
Really? That's not his best.
It is.
No, no, it's not. One of his weaker versions, unironically.
No, no, no.
Yes, yes, yes. And then
Only
Derek with
only
2024.
in 2012 Olympia was pretty good as well, but he
I
didn't
would agree.
have the he didn't have the posing, the elegance, the attitude.
I'm going to do something crazy.
No, no.
You know it to be true.
I don't believe you.
I tell me how he doesn't beat Shawn.
She doesn't beat Sean.
How? Why?
Conditioning from the front, size, I don't know, maybe pose for pose. He's gonna win the back shots, the most muscular, arguably the yeah, I don't know. Sean,
And this is just we do have to do a video like
come
this. I don't
on, bro.
even
Brandon Curry in last.
I'm making it a tie.
So where you had Brandon in the previous ranking with
He got lower.
they have him. No, no way, bro.
He got lower.
No.
Because
Oh,
other people's bests are better than his best.
yeah, it makes sense, but we're watching different sports.
You should stick to horse racing.
Yeah.
Your list sucks. What is this list?
Bro, Derek is the last for sure.
2024 Derek is not last.
Jeez.
I don't believe you. But anyway, I think we'll have to return to this idea because this is a pretty good idea. A lot of debate because a lot you can do a lot of versions as well. A lot of debate here. This could be another Supersetman challenge potentially. I don't want to put that together. That seems like an extremely daunting task. I'll never be able to decide on the versions anyways. But that's my knee-jerk reaction to that question. Here is ranking the Mr. Olympias with their Mr. Olympia versions post Phil Heath. So 2020 Big Ramy. I should specify. We could have put 2021. Where would you put 2021 Big Ramy in here? Because he won
Uh,
twice.
yeah. Probably behind Hadi and above Brandon.
I would do something similar. I think I may put him ahead of Curry. Well, I guess you have him ahead of Curry too, so yeah.
You have you have Hadi so low. Yeah,
2022 wasn't good.
based on the prejudging initial, yeah, but he got harder.
Yeah, so
Based
did I
on
during
that
this
game,
podcast.
based on the Gilco Productions footage, he might be last even. I agree, but it's not the whole story of the show. He was similar to 2024.
No, no, that's
That's why he
objectively false.
that's why he beat Nick, because based on that initial footage from Gilco, he would never beat Nick Walker.
2021 Hadi Choopan would place higher than 2022 in my list.
Again, if we're talking about the initial look, yes, but Hadi really got hard, and Hadi was exactly like you know him at the Arnold 2024 in 2020. You
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 need to get
you
that
can
version out of your mouth.
you
That's
can
my favorite.
search Olympia 2022 Gilco. There's something on YouTube.
I'm looking, yeah, I'm looking off screen.
The camera shifts
Okay, okay.
from left to right because you had all those six guys.
Here is, I don't know. He's wearing the button. I don't know if they wore buttons at both finals and prejudging. Um, Probably. This is the highest quality footage I've ever seen from 2022, actually. Look at that back. So
But
flat.
there is some footage with the call out.
Yeah, I just had it. It sucked.
I don't know, man. I thought
You're wrong.
no, he won for a reason in 2022, man.
Yeah, because no one else was there to win.
Nikki.
Oh, they weren't going to do that.
Yeah, look at this. Look at Hadi. Look at Hadi compared
Over
to
tanned for sure. That doesn't help.
look at him.
Not fully locked in. Derek should not have he looks so young and not in a good way when you look at him.
Yeah. You're gonna see like the abs and thighs and the most muscular from Hadi is exactly what you saw at the Arnold.
Man, Rami should have placed dead last. Actually, no, because everybody and their mom was there for 2022. So I'm sure he can find someone he could beat.
Brandon and Samson are so much in worse condition.
Soft.
Soft, yeah. Look at Hadi. Look at his leg. Look at that.
Nick probably takes the pose. Ooh, yeah, I don't know. Oh,
No,
here's
Hadi 2022 is,
I don't think so. Oh, I hope we can see the back. Oh, look at that. Nothing there. Nothing there.
bro, this is better than 2024.
What? You're joking. That's
No,
rage bait.
I'm not. I'm gonna do this for you,
No,
man.
I'm gonna do this video because that is one of the worst claims I've ever heard. 2022 Hottie is not better than 2024.
From the back, I mean.
What?
Look at that side try.
Side try, it never changes for Hottie. It's always good. What am I looking at here? Let's could we even find who are we looking at?
You can do that on Instagram.
Yep. Man, that's so much worse than 2022.
That's not worse than 2022. Because when he first came out, he looked the best in his entire career. But look, yeah,
That's
look
not a
at
good
this.
pic. Not a good
Look at,
picture.
no, yeah, not good.
Here we go. Here we go. There we go.
Compare this to that. This look at the lower body.
Okay, look at what is it? It's called the rear double bicep pose. Look at the level of depth he has in his back now. His
He
back
does
still isn't that good,
well.
but you can't tell me
Bro, this is
this
not good than
is
that.
better than this. 2022 was his worst version by far.
No.
What's his
That
worst version? Oh, okay, 2020. Ooh, I don't even know.
2020, but the prejudging. He literally doesn't have any bad version, Hadi. You cannot
Very
tell me
very consistent. Yeah.
his winning version based again, I can't stress this enough. Based on that initial look, indeed, if you're looking at especially the Christmas tree, if you hit that from the prejudging, yeah, you that's kind of his worst. But in the finals and during you have actually the photos here from the compulsories, from the comparisons.
Yes,
But
this is from finals.
yeah, and it doesn't look good for you.
Okay, are we still talking about the back?
Okay, we can talk about the back again. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
wait, what is your claim here? What is your claim? 2022 Hadi is better than 2024?
2022 Hadi is up there with 2024 Arnold and Olympia as his best versions. And 2019, which is slightly different in some ways, is better, in some ways not.
Okay. 2022 finals. Come on. Come on. So what? He flexed his hamstrings a little different. Look at the depth in the back.
Throw the back lat spread because this is not entirely fair.
This isn't. Oh. Okay, let's see. That's probably a good one. Yeah.
And now make sure you choose the bad one from 2022.
That's what I'm going to do. Let's see here.
Ooh,
Execution looks to be a little different, but we'll see what we can
look,
see.
look at
2020. Oh, that's I can do better. Okay, this is from the finals again. That one may be a little better. I think a lot of it comes down to posing, but
and remember he got tighter during the poses, not the individual routine. But anyways,
we're splitting hairs.
yeah,
That's still
we're
a good.
splitting hairs, but it's not like you said, like definitely his worst shape.
It was. Compare them.
I will.
Okay, what do you think his three worst versions are?
If I think about it now, probably 2020 at least prejudging the worst.
Okay. Right.
And then, yeah, based on that initial look is 2022, but that's not the version I'm thinking about when he was not judged on that. He was
Take a look
judged.
at this. 2022 finals, 2024.
The vacuum makes a difference. It's yeah, giving it to 2024 here.
Yes, that's part of improving.
Okay, but
Yes.
he didn't hit the vacuum at the Arnold. I mean,
Oh, we'll have to run this. Actually, we'll have to. I'm telling you, 2022 Hottie, since he got to the Olympia, like there was probably some version like um I don't know, San Marino Pro where he lost to Cedric or something that's technically worse than these versions. I'm talking like post
yeah, yeah,
2019 when he got to
yeah.
the Olympia. By far, 2022 is his worst.
No, one of the best. But all of them are close.
You have to be. This is rage bait. You have to be joking.
No, bro, I'm telling you. And again, I'm stressing this because based on the Gilco product, I mean, he was first to come out on stage. Yeah, that look was bad, and that's why I told you I didn't have him winning that show. But when I watched the comparisons and
I'm not
the
saying he
actual
shouldn't have
look,
won the show.
the actual look that he was judged and given points for, that look was his arguably one of his best.
I would say Nick probably still should have won, but Hadi was among in the had to be in the conversation to at least win. It was a two-man show, and it shouldn't have been between him and Derek. It should have been between him and Nick. So he
True,
absolutely had a right to win the show,
true.
but it was still his worst version since competing at Olympias.
Let's agree to disagree.
Oh, I can't wait to run this comparison. Oh, it's going to be glorious. But anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I about called you Kenson because I have a story to tell you about Kenson afterwards. Um, but Florin, it's been real. I appreciate you for like I said, picking up the phone in the dead of night and saying I can do it.
Thank you for the invite.
Of course. Are you happy with the results?
Yes, of course. I'm enjoying this, man.
Yeah, I think they were accurate and objective.
Yeah, I still should stick to horse
Horse
riding.
racing.
Horse racing, yeah,
Yeah, you should probably not judge body. Well, you're so good, you don't even need the pictures. You just go off of what you have in your mind.
exactly.
All right then.
Especially with 22 Hadi, because I know that version that wasn't caught on camera, that's the best one.
Yeah, apparently, you know him inside out. Jeez, like, oh, trust me, bro, it was better this year.
I don't even have to be there. You know the argument, you have to be there. I know better than the guys that were there.
I think that's such a stupid argument that you have to be there.
Yeah.
Really? Then why take any pictures at all? Why does it matter? But anyway, that's a whole other discussion. Supersetman, you have a lot of socials out there, and I try to link them in every one of my videos because I use just about every single one of your videos in my videos. So his
Bro,
social.
you can use my only my main YouTube and my main Instagram that because this is what I'm promoting anyway, so you don't have to stress about it.
Well, they're all down in the description. And make sure
Thank
you
you,
go
sir.
and like and subscribe to his channel as well. Do that to mine, of course. And let me know what you thought. Do you think Samson is the strongest? I don't think so anymore. Do you think Big Ramy is, in fact, the strongest? And leave us your rankings as well to those questions of best Mr. Olympias post Phil with their Olympia versions, and then also just of those same people, their best versions ever. And then you can leave that list as well. Very interesting discussion. We'll have to circle back to some of these ideas. Superset Man, I want to thank you for coming on. Like, subscribe to both of our channels, and I will see you all in the next video.